Hi, my name is Lillian and this is my cell communication project on Parkinson's disease. Parts of the brain we will need to know about in order to understand how Parkinson's disease happens. The first main part is called the striatum, a nucleus that consists of caudate nucleus and putamen in the basal ganglia. This is where the substantia nigra is part of. So now we can get a closer look at the normal dopamine pathway. This process starts with dopamine, a monoamine that starts in the substantia nigra projecting towards the striatum. Within the substantia nigra, it holds a black substance with the presence of neuromelanin, containing the dopaminergic neuron. Dopamine is the ligand of a signal pathway. It is synthesized from an amino acid called tyrosine. Its following enzyme, tyrosine hydroxylase, is converted into L-DOPA. L-DOPA is converted into dopamine by a decarboxylation reaction called aromatic L-amino acid decarboxylase. Then, the dopamine neurotransmitters release in a synaptic neuron binding to the dopamine receptors. When Parkinson's disease happens, dopamine neurons located in the substantia nigra of the brain go under degeneration, slowly die, and cause a malfunction of pathway and motor problems. In the substantia nigra, the presence of neuromelanin that we had discussed earlier is reduced due to the massive loss of cells. The dopamine that is in the synaptic vesicles is released from the synaptic cleft. After it binds to the dopamine receptors, it results in the signaling of the postsynaptic and presynaptic neurons through D1 and D2 dopamine receptors. The D1 receptors signal through G proteins, which are GS coupled. The D2 receptors signal through GI proteins, which are GI coupled. Now, in the signal transduction pathway, D1 receptors activate adenylate cyclase, causing cyclic AMP formation, which travels through the cytoplasm and leading to the activation of protein kinase A. Then, it goes through the process of phosphorylation by attaching phosphates to them. This helps with both immediate and long-term responses in the cell. The D2 receptors inhibit the adenylate cyclase. Located in the synaptic cleft, the dopamine gets reuptaken by dopamine transporters, being cleared out from that area. So, that means that there is a loss of dopamine. The dopamine then goes through the process of being broken down by enzymes like monoamine oxidase and catechol-O methyltransferase into inactive metabolites like homovanillic acid. Therefore, there is a deficiency of dopamine, causing motor coordination problems, impairing skeletal muscles and platelets. There are also genetic causes like autosomal recessive mutations in PINK1, Parkin, and alpha-synuclein genes, and R1441, which is a mutation to LRRK2. Or it can be the cause of MPTP, which is a toxic impurity which is found in the recreational drug, and PPP, a synthetic opioid. These toxins can cause an increase of mitochondrial permeability and the activity of oxidative stress in the mitochondria. These toxins induce dopaminergic neurodegeneration. So now that we have learned how Parkinson's disease happens, what are the symptoms of it? It causes slowness of movement, muscle rigidity, tremors, speech and writing changes, and impaired posture and balance.